going on? What's going on? Wise One Awaken podcast. We are here. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. I want to talk about a series of videos that I've been talking about the black community, about black men, the black family, and things that are affecting our daily lives. So what I wanted to talk about today was I want to know why that majority of black people are located in really, really poor, desert neighborhoods. Like why is it that our neighborhood is full of churches, full of liquor stores, full of fast food restaurants, minimal grocery stores? I mean, like where I live at, right? Not where exactly I live at, but the neighborhoods, I would say that's like maybe 20, 30 minutes away. And you'll drive through those neighborhoods, man. It'll be one church and a liquor store, a church, a liquor store, a church, liquor store, schools. And you're like, but there's nothing else there, man. It's just there's no business, there's no economy there. There's nothing like, bro, it's just a food desert, just corner stores where kids go buy chips and soda full of sugar, full of salt. Like, why is black neighborhoods like that? Like, I mean, yes, I understand with racism and Jim Crow, all these things that happen to black people in this country. But this has been a long time, you know. Like I would expect, okay, yeah, there's gonna be some neighborhoods that are really bad, but all the cities you go through is like that. You go through America because I travel a lot and I go through a lot of different cities in America, and mostly all of them have the same thing in common. And I'm like, yo, like why is that? You might find like one or few black neighborhoods that's well off, but they're very small. Most black people don't even know those neighborhoods. So I wonder, like, is there a bigger hand at play? Is there an experiment they're doing on black people, or is this black people just can't seem to get it right? Is it our fault that we are in this predicament that we in these bad neighborhoods? Because usually where there's like poor people, you will find things that keep people poor, like liquor, alcohol, right? Because usually, like if you're doing bad in life, people tend to do drugs or drink alcohol, right? Because they see no hope, they see no way of getting out of the situation, so they turn to doing drugs or whatever, right? But in my travel, let's say I went to Cuba. I went to Cuba twice. I mean, that's poor. Those people are poor, but bro, you don't see like they make it work. They still striving to make the best out of it. But it's like here in America, it's like most black people has given up. They've given up on achieving that dream that MLK always talked about. You know, it's like, when are you guys gonna make a reality? When are you guys gonna take the step to change the things that's happening around you? When are we gonna be like, you know what? We know Jim Crow happened. We know, as far as redlining and not giving us loans to invest in our neighborhood, we know racism like that existed and it hindered black people progress in this country. We know that, right? We know that they've done that for at least a good 100 years after slavery. So we know that. All right. So for a while, that hasn't been happening. So we can't blame it on on white Americans for a downfall now. Why is our neighborhood full of crime, full of drugs? You know, single mother homes. Like, there's something about us. We have to look within us and say, okay, how can we fix this? How can we fix this particular problem? Right? Because I can sit here and blame everybody else for what's going on wrong in my life, and don't take responsibility for my actions. You know, like we have to come to that term to where we have to take responsibility. Say we have to fix our neighborhood. We have to build a store that all kids can go and buy healthy food, healthy snacks. They're not eating Dorito chips and all kind of nasty stuff all the time. You know, and I know black men have given up. Some of them still trying, and then some of them are scammers. Some of them are still scamming the black neighborhood. But it's gonna take black men to fix this problem. This is not a black woman is not gonna be able to fix this. The white man's not gonna be able to fix this. This is a black people problem that needs to be fixed. You know, it's a problem of mental education and that's financial education. I'm tired of these people. They come here, they want to teach black people all kinds of that doesn't matter, right? We needed this shift away, a paradigm shift of the way we're thinking about money, about money. You know, just because we have little of it doesn't mean that we can't fix the situation because this is a situation that's going to fix right away. It's going to take time. It's going to take some sacrifices from a lot of black families, a lot of black men to sacrifice to make a better neighborhood, a better place. But I think the number one thing we have to get rid of is the drug, the alcohol, and the crime. Because you got to clean up the neighborhood before you can always start doing business, anything like that. You got to clean up. You got to get the crime out. You got to get the scammers out. And I know you guys, a lot of black people, they hate the cops. But let's be honest, man. If the cops were to go missing, you'll be calling them fast to come back because the criminals will run the neighborhood, which they're already running the neighborhood. So either we start more black men start becoming police officers so they can police their neighborhood, change what's going around in your neighborhood, you know. But I think it's something wrong with us that we need to fix. This is not a white people. I think black people, black Americans, because I'm not ADOS, I'm not financial black American. I think that is something that black Americans can deal with after. Once they fix themselves, right? Once they get themselves right and pick themselves up and be like, get themselves organized, then they can be like, hey, you owe us some money, you owe us a debt, you owe us some money for what you did to, with slavery. You owe us that, right? Because you saying they owe us you now, man, they're gonna take that money and just do all kind of crazy shit with it. Because let's say America decided to say, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and pay reparations. All right, we're gonna pay reparations, and you're dealing with a class of people that don't know anything about money, and then you have a lot of time when it comes to these type of things, you're gonna have a lot of hands in there, you know, that's trying to scam politicians, people that was never even involved with it. They're gonna get in there and get that money right back. So I think as a people, we need to educate ourselves more about these things. We need to educate. We need to do some research. Okay, where are we going wrong here? Because generation after generation, the same thing keep happening. It's like, okay, you got with the first girl and it didn't work out, and she became your baby mama or something like that. You guys not together. Then you go out and repeat the same process. I always told myself, I'm like, I wouldn't want to do the same thing over again. I'm like, yo, if I'm like, hey, we're gonna have to make this work out because I don't want to raise a child outside the home anymore. Like, because there's just too much that go into it. It's just, for the child and for the parents. So we're gonna have to make the sacrifice to raise this kid, even though we might not love each other, but we don't have to hate each other. We can be cool. You can still have your own life. I still have my own life. I'm just giving you an example of how we need to make sacrifices to fix our neighborhood, to fix the situation that we're in. You know, I think once we start doing that and we start doing it little bit by little bit, and we can go ahead and get from the bottom, man. Because right now, black people, we in the bottom. We in the bottom class. You got Chinese coming here doing better than us. You got Indians coming here doing better than us. Not to say that they're not coming from their country being wealthy, but they still coming to a new system. You've been here for the longest, so you should master the system already. Yes, you know they're not gonna give you a loan. Yes, you know your neighborhood's bad. Yes, you know they're gonna put the sewer system, the clean system in your neighborhood. You know these things already. It's not new to you. Okay, so find a way to go around that. Find a way to fix that. Find a way to buy the politicians. That's what these other people do. They buy politicians. So you got to buy politicians and tell them, yo, don't do that in my neighborhood. You have a problem with the cops? Okay, more black men become cops instead of becoming criminals. I'm not saying all black men are criminals. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying more black men become cops. You have less problem with criminals. Then you have a duty to your neighborhood because if your cops from your neighborhood, they'll know most of those criminals. And then you can check them. They can be like, hey, what you doing is wrong. Because criminals always going to be here. There's nothing, you're never going to get rid of crime. It's like getting rid of prostitution. That's never, crime always going to be here. I think that's inherently a human condition. It's a human issue, a human problem. Like it's built in the DNA. People, it always gonna be crime, right? I'm just saying, like, there's certain crime like we don't want, in our neighborhood where it's violent crime, and there's no, you can't fix the neighborhood when you got these kind of crime. People can't grow, like, like, come on, man, let's get it together. So you guys, let me know what you guys think, right? Like, share, comment. Let's talk about it. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, and how maybe, what do you guys think that how we can fix the situation? What black people need to do, what black men need to do to get out of the hole that we in. Let me know. Wise One Awakening podcast. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Out.